By now, you're very much aware that this thing called AI has taken the world of business, education, and personal productivity by storm. You may be ready to embrace it, you may be skeptical, or you might just be unsure where to start. If you consider yourself a beginner, then this simple, direct, and clear short course is for you. It's called AI Basics, Fluency, and Discernment, brought to you by George Fox University in Newberg, Oregon. I'm Brian Doak, our Vice President for Digital Programs and Academic Innovation, and a professor here for 15 years. As a distinctly Christian university preparing our students spiritually and academically and professionally, here at George Fox, we're committed to meeting the challenges of these strange times in which we live. That includes AI. Some of the content you'll encounter in this course will adopt a Christian framework and appeal to the faith of our community, but we also want to be clear that we created this content for everyone, regardless of your background, and we welcome you into this learning experience with us. The AI conversation has gotten kind of intense right now, as you may have noticed. I've seen a lot of very polarized takes. On the one hand, some saying, AI will replace all jobs and enslave humanity within 3 years. And then on the other hand, I hear people saying, AI is all hype, this is fake, there's no progress, things like that. In this course, we're not interested in these extreme views. What we are interested in is preparing you to be the kind of person who can use basic tools, understand the terminology, and think with faith and wisdom about the challenges that lie ahead. By the way, people mean many different technical things when they say AI, which of course stands for artificial intelligence. For example, there's something we could call old school AI. It's from decades before the recent boom, and a lot of it relies on rules-based systems, mechanical thinking. It's very simple kind of math. Examples of this could include things like Google search algorithms or some of the simple algorithms you even get on social media. Some people use the word AI just to talk about any fancy technological thing like a robot or a complicated machine. But when most people today say AI, they mean something newer and stranger. Generative tools that produce language, writing, the best of which sound just like really natural human language. Some of these tools produce amazingly realistic images or videos in a matter of seconds. These are systems trained on vast amounts of human-produced text, images, and code, but unlike earlier AI, they don't just sort and rank or recognize, they actually produce new things in response to ordinary conversation, writing essays, drafting code, generating pictures, or holding a back and forth conversation that feels genuinely responsive. What makes them transformational is the combination of generality and fluency. A single tool can draft a sermon, summarize a research article, or make you a weekly menu and grocery list, and answer follow-up questions in plain language without being specifically built for any of those tasks. That's a real break from the older categories, where each system did one narrow job. Older AI mostly analyzed existing information. Generative AI creates new things in reconfigured ways. In this course, the AI we're talking about is of this generative, newer kind. We mostly mean out-of-the-box products that are widely available to us to use, like the so-called LLMs or large language models. You may have heard of these companies and their signature LLM product. And note that they change the names of these products periodically, so if the names have changed from what we use in this course, that's why. For example, Google has Gemini. Anthropic has Claude. OpenAI has ChatGPT, which quickly became the most popular one at its launch in the fall of 2022. But then there are others as well. Just a sample at the time I'm recording this video, we have one called Perplexity, which combines a chatbot with live web search and cite sources and so on. Microsoft Copilot, built with OpenAI's models, but with integration for Microsoft products like Word and Excel. There's one called Grok. There's one called DeepSeek, which is a Chinese-based chatbot. There's one called Mistral, which is popular in Europe, made by a French company. Probably some of you have heard of or even tried using one of the big three, Gemini, Claude, or ChatGPT. If you're taking this course, you're going to actually have to sign up for and use at least one of these services, either one of the widely used ones or an alternative, to complete the activities and to just try it out. We want to be clear that as an institution, we're not promoting any one of these to you. And in our course content, we'll mention one of them here, another one there, and do a demo with this one here, and then another one there, try to mix it up. If you're not willing or able to sign up for and use one of these major AI products, that's okay. Maybe try one of the smaller companies. If you don't want to use any at all, you can still watch the videos, but you won't be able to do the activities we have set out for you. Now, when you sign up for one of these AI tools, let's say Gemini or Claude or ChatGPT, you'll notice that there's a free version and then there are paid versions. And here's something to know. The paid versions, often at a monthly fee like $20 a month, are faster, they're more sophisticated, and they allow you to use them more. However, the free versions still work powerfully, millions of people use them, and our course modules and activities here should all work for you with only access to the free versions. For those of you who want to be power users for more advanced tasks, you're probably going to have to get one of the paid subscriptions, and you're going to get a lot of value out of that. 3 more quick things before I let you go. First, one of the challenges for creating a course like this is the bewildering speed of change in the AI industry. For example, several of the AI models took a significant, noticeable leap forward in early 2026, and new tools were introduced that made older ways of using AI seem sort of obsolete. Things like that happen. So we want you to know that we're keeping our eye on the field, and we'll update our content in this course periodically as best as we can to reflect these kinds of changes. But if there's one rule in the AI world, it is speed. Things change quickly. Second, who is teaching these parts or chapters of the course, which on our learning platform, we're going to call modules? Who are your professors? I've assembled for us an expert team of some of the best leaders and teachers on this topic at George Fox University, and they will be leading you through this course. They're all very practical with real-world work experience, as well as having a smart academic mindset. You'll have a different host for each module, and you'll hear a wonderful diversity of voices. I'm so excited for you to meet them. And I'll come back and make a final appearance in the last module to see if I can tie it all together. Third, and finally, Christians taking up the gorgeous and dignifying language of the Bible's first book, Genesis, affirm that humans, male and female, are created in the image of God. Humans alone bear this image in the biblical tradition, and as image bearers, we carry not only a special importance or privilege in the created order, but also a special responsibility to use our tools and technology in ways that honor our Creator. So as we take this journey with AI, we take it with that knowledge in our hearts. This technology might advance so quickly and dramatically that we even have to make hard moral decisions about how and when we will use it. Many people of faith are already rising to this challenge. For example, a very smart group of Christian philosophers and ethicists at Notre Dame University have developed a framework called DELTA, which is an acronym for dignity, embodiment, love, transcendence, and agency. They propose that these Christian values should frame our use of AI in such a way that as the technology grows and matures, we also grow and mature. We'll put a link to the Delta framework idea down below if you want to take a look, along with the links to several other things I've mentioned in this orientation. We're so thrilled for you to join us on this journey. Having watched this video, you're now ready to jump into learning. May God bless you and give you peace and wisdom.